So welcome to the Trenches Talk podcast, everyone. Today we have Icykof. Woo! Welcome.
Had to.
Yeah. So thanks for coming on, man. Really appreciate you coming down. Obviously, I know you're a busy guy. I'm sure you got a lot of people to see, a lot of things to do. Obviously now, now you're running your own empire and all that jazz.
Yeah, I'm trying. No, we've done a lot in the past, so it made sense. You're the homie, man. Come on.
Yeah. Tell the people who you are and what you're up to.
I'm a South London kid. I document fashion culture all around the world. I'm a fashion designer. I have my luxury lifestyle brand called Bonne Nuit. That's like my full time right now. I DJ and I produce music, specifically like electronic music and techno. I love that stuff so much. I'm kind of a polymath. I kind of stay busy. I kind of do a lot. I have this habit because I do YouTube for so long. I look at the camera when I'm talking to the camera.
No, that's cool.
And I don't know should I look at you or should we look at the camera? Whatever.
Bit of both.
That's the habits. I've been doing YouTube for 10 years. So like when a camera's pointed at me, I naturally just go, sorry, what's up? And I'm just looking at the camera ready to deliver some clickbait content, you know? But yeah, no, I've been on the internet for a long ass time.
That is true. No, that's kind of sick though. I like how the habit is formed. Just boom.
Yeah, I kind of forget. I haven't done YouTube for so long as well. I had like a little break to focus on my brand. It's now, I think by the time this comes out, my brand's going to be stocked in Machine A, which is a really big thing for myself. I really wanted to make sure that I was stocked with something that made sense with me. I didn't want it in Selfridges right now. I didn't want it in Harrods. I wanted it somewhere that inspired me growing up. And when I was a young kid getting into fashion, I spent a lot of time in Machine A because it had Raf Simons, and I was a big Raf Simons fan. I didn't know about Doshi Market at the time, and yeah, I'm just happy that it's a full circle moment. My brand's going to be there, and that's why I haven't done YouTube for a long ass time right now.
So you've been keeping busy in the meantime.
Super busy.
What are some of the key moments that has got you to where you are today?
So it has to start with Supreme drops. That's where it kind of started. That's where the culture and the community came from. Just lining up at Supreme and filming what people were wearing at Supreme, funnily enough. Seeing what people were wearing and seeing the vibes. Then from that, I then had a little community, a little niche. I then took us and I created How Much Is Your Outfit, which is just getting a group of kids together and asking them, hey, how much is your outfit? And it was a chance to like meet with people that were following me and wanted to meet me. I didn't know what to do because I didn't make music or nothing. So it's like, if I wanted to do a meetup, what would I do? Just say, hey, let's take photos and leave. So I created How Much Is Your Outfit, which was like, yeah, we'll all get together and let's have fun. And I'm going to give you this platform and you're going to show off your outfit and have fun. It's going to be vibes. That blew up. We then met Drake, Kendrick. We then started a new series called What Are People Wearing, which is like a mature, modernized version of How Much Is Your Outfit. And that's just me meeting strangers every day. Grandmas, granddads. It don't matter who you are. If I think you're drippy, I'm going to be like, hey, how you doing? What's your day? And that really took off. And like the whole world runs with it, you know? Whole world. Industries, everyone. So yeah.
Sick. So like what made you first start going to the Supreme drops?
It started with Tumblr. Like back when I was a kid, I spent a lot of time on Tumblr and I discovered Ass Pizza first and I followed him to Twitter. And then I discovered like all the kids like Lucas Habar, Lucas Spencer, all these cool kids tweeting each other, posting cool fit pics in Supreme and Pyrex, and I wanted to be a part of that community. And I was so gassed when I found out we had a Supreme drop in London, a Supreme shop in London, and I went to London straight away, and I was just blown away. I was like, I want to be here. I want to be a part of these kids here. I looked up to everyone that was here lining up for Supreme. It was so cool. And it kind of just took off from there, to be honest, my YouTube channel.
To be fair, I remember like back in the day, even before I knew you, like I knew who you were. I saw your Supreme drop videos.
Yeah.
And like, which was sick. And like what? So yeah, tell me about that process. You went every single week.
As soon as I discovered it, I did a first video, which was Stone Island Supreme drop. Oh no, wait! I did one video which was a vlog, and it was me going to BBC, and I knew Supreme was on the way, and I just filmed a line for 1 second, and it blew up. It got the most views on my channel, and I was like, okay, there's something here. And then the following week, I went to the Supreme drop, and then I went every single day to every single Supreme drop for 2 years, and that's, yeah,
Wow,
history.
Yeah, that's sick. That's sick. Well, I mean, you know, like you have like people like Casey Neistat doing everyday, you know, vlogs every day and shit like that. You really put in that time and effort.
I was skipping uni. I was skipping sixth form or college. I was skipping school basically to go to these drops and document them. And I only went to Westminster Law School for uni because it was exactly like 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes away from Supreme. So I could make my videos. Like I already had put priority as my YouTube channel and then my uni. And then YouTube channel blew up and I had to drop out of uni.
Like what was it like in that come up time?
It was tough. Actually, I'm not even gonna lie because it was really difficult. I have this habit. I guess it's just my background, but like in my family, we don't rely on anyone for anything, and we don't just enter friendship circles and devote our attention to everyone in the circles. If that kind of makes sense. Like we put ourselves first, and we make friendships very meticulously, like very purposefully. Like we're not gonna make empty friendships. Is basically what I'm saying. So we're friends. We ride all the way. And that was me filming Supreme drops. I struggled to make friends because it was at a time where everyone wanted to be my friends, and I'm just built where it's like I need to pick the right friends, you know. But then also I don't want to come across as a dickhead and a waste man. And then I was really like picking up attraction, and then I just got attention from everyone. And being a young kid that has never had any attention except for being in school, never got attention like that. It was hard because you don't know how to deal with that attention, and you don't know how to make friendships. And I struggled a lot at the beginning making YouTube videos because who could I be friends with that weren't just there trying to get in my videos and trying to build their platform. And yeah, man, there was loads of friends in the past that just weren't there for the right reasons and just ran off and built their own platforms from being friends with me. And I was like, this sucks.
And I suppose, yeah, that's a side that you just have to figure out by yourself. No one's going to tell you.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough.
I bet. How did you navigate that space? Did you kind of keep a tight-knit group, or
I stayed to myself. So every single Supreme drop, I was just there standing on the other side of the road filming people. And if people came up to me and showed me love, wanted to hang, then I'm with it, you know. But I'll never go out my way to just join a friendship group and be a part of them. And I don't know, I was very work focused as well. I just prioritized the content, to be honest.
Yeah.
If I'm at the drop, I'm like, yeah, let's have fun, but also let me see what you're wearing. Cool. Okay, let's stop talking because I need to see what people bought and look inside their bags and film them. Once I got the video done, then I was like, okay, what are people saying? And
yeah, I suppose if you have that, like if you're so focused on the content, then
you can't really get distracted.
Yeah.
No,
that is true. So yeah, like when did you know you were onto something good, like with these videos? Like, was there a moment?
I think, okay, there was loads of moments I can't even talk about.
You're under NDA.
No, there was like people that reached out to me from like high places when I was a young kid, that just gave me props for giving their shops attentions. That was really cool. But I would say it was when HMIYO approached me and they wanted me to work for them as a videographer and content creator for their channel. I think that was the moment I realized, okay, I'm onto something, because they have said the budget is whatever I determine the budget is, and they want me to do everything: film, edit, Back then, also, if my kind of field of work, you had to have a cameraman, which was one person, the person with the microphone, the person on camera, that's 2 people, and then an editor, that's 3 people on a team to make one video. I did it all myself, so HMIYO loved me. And I ran that for, I think it was like 2 years. But it was cool knowing that these platforms were coming to me and just telling me, please just do what you're doing. And I was like, yeah, I'm onto something. I need to keep running it. Yeah.
That's so dope, because that's almost like the ultimate goal, to do what you do, but to get someone else to...
But I wanted to be on High Notoriety. Like, I wanted to be in the articles, but I kind of jumped the whole thing and I was making the articles. That was weird.
Yeah.
But I was like, yeah, I'm onto something.
And how did they approach you?
It was a straight up email.
Okay.
Yeah. And my old email is funny because my first YouTube channel was The Unknown Blasian. So my email was theunknownblasian@gmail.com. And that's the email they emailed.
Why did you start making those videos in the first place? Like, were you always interested in making videos, or were you more interested in like the fashion side of it, or was it kind of like a mixture between the two?
I mean, I loved making videos. Like, I have my family's camcorder, which I was filming myself when I was a kid, when I was probably like 5-6 years old. So I had this interest in cameras and filming. I love documenting. I love Andy Warhol's work, just documenting now and like freezing that in time. I think it kind of came from, I was listening to Odd Future, and basically all these, like, at the time they were niche, and it was like our kind of like hotspot, our kind of like hub where we hung out. You know, we all spoke about Supreme, Palace, Odd Future, we had our own little thing. So I think it was just me pointing a camera to that space and documenting it and freezing it in time. I just naturally did that and naturally fell in love with it, you know.
Yeah, that makes sense. I suppose if you're like naturally a creative person, you're always gonna want to be doing things, and you're gonna find a way.
Yeah, literally.
Like, tell me about your series. How much is your outfit? Like in my eyes, and I think in many people's eyes, you were like the OG that like brought that series to light. So like, tell me about how that kind of came about.
Yeah, it's Paris Fashion Week, okay, and my first ever time going to Paris Fashion Week, I had like £200 in my account. Like, I had no money. I didn't even have an Airbnb for the time I flew out. So I flew out just like, vibes. I'm going to find a homie and I'm going to stay at his house or his Airbnb. That, it was so risky of me. I didn't even tell anyone this. I was already making YouTube videos with Supreme Drop, so I had like a little following. But yeah, I went to Paris. Everyone was taking selfies with people and all these influential people. And like, Colette was still open. And that was the hub. That's where every influential person was. And that's where they hung out. That's where I met everyone. Like Virgil, Heron, Lucas Abad, everyone. And I didn't want to take a photo of them because I was in work mode. Like, since Supreme days, like, work comes first. So I'm like, what can I do with this big ass camera I'm throwing around my body? Okay, I'll film them. Okay, so how do I film them? What do I say? Hey, what's up? And I was like, I'm in fashion. Let me just see what they're wearing. You know, how much is your outfit? And basically, because I arrived in Paris early, I had roommates, basically. Like, I stayed at these homies' houses. I never met them before. They're from Netherlands, you know. Shout out to Jesse. I stayed with them. I'm still friends with them, funny enough. So yeah, I stayed in their Airbnb, and they kind of gave me the push to like, yeah, make this video. You got this, man. So I was getting hyped up because I'm actually a very quiet person. I'm kind of shy at times. So I was like, okay, I got all this adrenaline. I'm gonna do it. And I went up to all these celebs, and I just said, hey, man, like, how much is your outfit? And the very first video, I had my phone out and I'm like calculating it there on the spot, you know. So like, I didn't even know what the format was. I didn't know how I was gonna make it, but I just ran with it. And then I uploaded a video, and 1 week later, it just hit 100,000 views, and then 200,000 views, and then 1 million views. I'm like, wow, I'm onto something.
Going up to those people, I'd be bricking it. You know what I mean? Like, what do you know?
This is like, it's like smokes and mirrors, you know. Once you're behind it, they're like normal people. They're like whatever, you know, chill with them. But when you're when you first meet them, I don't know. You're shaking, you're nervous, you're like. But they're right next to me, standing right next to me. I'm not gonna say, hey, I'm a big fan. I'm gonna be like, okay, hey man, what's up? How you doing, man? Like, so how much is your outfit? You know, it's the new format I'm running. Let's see what you're wearing today. And it just worked. They want to show what they're wearing. Yeah. Just took off.
Kind of like a genius format. Like, if people are wearing drip, they're gonna want to show off. They're gonna want you to know how much it is. Yeah. And like, yeah, it's Yeah,
it just works.
it works
and
so
it's
well.
so quick. It's such an easy format, and that's why it's like a blessing with the Drake videos, because it's like, what other video could I have filmed to capitalize that moment in time? I don't think there's any format I could think of that requires nothing. All I had to do was bring my camera and ask him a question.
Yeah.
That's a genius format.
It is. And like when you were in that kind of stage of your YouTube career, were you trying to develop that idea, or were you just like run the How Much Is Your Outfit series?
Yeah, I was still figuring it out. I wasn't gonna call it How Much Is Your Outfit as well.
Really?
I was gonna call it like Lucas Abbott's crazy outfit or something like that.
Okay, yeah.
Like 'cause I come from the clickbait era, so I'm like, I need the clickbait title. So it was also a risk, because I was like, I don't want to waste a good video on a dead title. But I was like, yeah, How Much Is Your Outfit? It's a dead title. I'm gonna run it. Screw it. And I didn't even call it that. I changed it like 3 times in that 1 week, because it wasn't big enough views to begin with. So I was like, featuring Lucas Abbott, featuring and I was like, okay, now the next episode.
Yeah.
So I was still figuring it out as I was releasing the content.
Like and obviously you had that series where you like, oh, I can maybe run another. Were you thinking of other series or any,
Oh, of course. Like my spidey senses are going crazy because, I'm like, I could do anything. And there's all these opportunities around me. I need to just bring my camera. So like early in my career, yeah, I was very just work. I couldn't chill. I didn't know how to chill. I only knew how to make the most of the moment I'm in. So I guess that kind of made it hard for me to make friends with people at that time, because I was a young kid that was just hungry to make content. Also early, because the formats I was running is perfect, like TikTok content right now, and now it's like the biggest thing for like most people on TikTok. They only do How Much Is Your Outfit or what people wearing. So super early, a blessing and a curse, I guess.
Yeah, like how do you feel about people taking that format and?
I mean, I know I never invented anything, because I just found the other day like this super old TV show, and they're asking what are you wearing to random people, and I think it's like the 90s. So like I didn't invent it, but I did 100% popularize this whole concept, and it wouldn't be as big as it is today if it wasn't for me. And how I feel, it's kind of at first. I mean, it's very jarring, but it is what it is at the end of the day, and you have to live with it. If you know, you know. I'm still blessed. I work with like Dior and all these big that understand that I created, so it's cool. It just puts me off it. I don't want to film it no more.
Yeah.
I'd rather create something different. That's my problem. I always have to create something original. I can't just run another idea someone else has on YouTube. I don't know how people do that. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm too genuine. I'm like, I couldn't fake it.
Yeah. That's what your channel is about. Like the content on there is original, and it is, it's you being original as well. Like in front of camera to other people. It's not like you faking shit, and it's and I think that's why people love it, because people relate to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, literally. I mean, I feel that way with everything I create. It's like, if I'm making a jacket, I have to make the pattern for it, or I feel like I cheated. If I make music, even when I make the song, the track, everything, and then I pass the stems off like each individual like element of a track. When I send it off to my friend to master it for me, I feel like I cheated. But it's like, what's wrong with me? It's like, and now I'm learning how to master a track, so I can do the full package and like chill, dude, chill.
To be fair, just quickly going back to the How Much Is Your Outfit videos, what were your favorite ones to do?
Okay, so favorite one has to be the first ever one that went on World Star.
Sick.
And it's the Copenhagen one. This kid's wearing a palm tree, like Saint Laurent jacket, silk. It's like 5-6K. I'm like, this is the first time I've seen something so expensive in my life. Now it's normal, but back then it wasn't. That one's one of the biggest moments for me, because my dad was in a barbershop, and my dad's proper Jamaican, so he's in the hood, getting his hair trimmed, and they're watching my video. They're watching that video because it's on World Star in the barbershop, and my dad just calls me and he's like, "Wow, son, wow, everyone's talking about you," and he's like, I thought I heard your voice, but you're not here. And I look on the screen and it's you, and everyone's talking about you, and everyone's like, son's talking about you. Like, wow, I'm proud of you. I was like, wow. Okay, so that's number one moment in my whole entire life.
That's sick.
And then has to be the Drake one, you know. Even has to be the Kendrick one, which was like last year. That one was a big moment for me. I got to meet Kendrick, chill with him, edit the video with him. Like,
is it?
Kendrick's on the left, Baby Kim's on the right, and I was just editing this video. Man, yeah, so many good memories. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Finland. That was good because I bought one of my close friends at the time. He's just been watching my career online. So I flew him out with me. It's the first time he even left the country. Flew him out with me. Go to Finland, and we will pull up on Lime scooters to the location, and we just see so many people. And basically, it's like this whole like corner road going far down in front of us and far down to the left of us, just with kids, hundreds and hundreds of kids. It was the last ever episode at the peak of how much the outfit I did, and so many kids. We locked it all off. The craziest experience ever.
Yeah.
Everyone's just looking at me to like tell them what to do, and I'm just screaming at everyone, now form a massive circle behind the first person, and if you want to be on a video, be quick with like.
Yeah.
It was a crazy moment.
Backstory: me and Icy went to South Africa, and we filmed a fashion documentary about the fashion culture in South Africa. We were there for maybe like a month or.
It was a long time, man.
Yeah,
we basically lived there.
Yeah, it was sick. But I remember like you did how much is your outfit there?
And I was telling you on the drive there, I was like, dude, like I won't be surprised if like 5 people come.
Yeah.
Even if 5 people come, we're gonna make the maddest video ever.
Yeah,
like,
you were low key worried that like not many people, because we're in South Africa.
Like who's gonna come to meet me in South Africa?
Yeah,
it's so random. And I wasn't even gonna do the meetup because I was like adamant no one was gonna come. And then we arrive. There's a security guard at the door with a shotgun, you know. And then like people are trying to give me gifts, and like I can't take like sweets or like drinks because in case anyone's poisoned it or spiked. I don't know. It's just my whatever. But yeah, security guards just taking it all off them, opening them up, making sure it's a fresh, you know, checking the sweets and not giving anything to me directly. It was an experience, man. I was like, whoa, this is serious. Yeah. But like being in the courtyard at the back, filming the video, and everyone's just like.
Yeah.
Like, not everyone can fit in the courtyard, people in the shops.
Yeah. There was, like, overspill everywhere. Like, I don't even know how many people there. Like, you lost count. Like, and, like, it was everyone was looking towards you.
You know what I mean?
For guidance. And you're like, I'm just here to film a video.
Yeah, like no security, no manager, nothing. Just me and my camera and Toby. Like, just us, you know?
Yeah.
But that's the thing. When I do these meetups back then, it was just myself. That was it. No security, no manager. And I have like 500,000 followers. That's how real it was. I literally spent the whole day with my followers that fucked with me heavy. Yeah.
Was that overwhelming? Like when you turn up and you've got like 100 people in front of you.
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
Yeah, it's a lot. I don't know. I'm just a good people's person, I guess. You know, I can talk to people, tell them what to do. I can hop in and out of the character I played at the time. It's like before COVID, I had this like persona that was the YouTuber. Because I'm the real me. I'm introverted. I'm shy. I like to stay to myself, stay indoors and create. I love to paint, whatever. I love to create and design. But the YouTuber me is very extroverted, loud, good people's person. And I really created this character really well because I was filming videos every day. There was a vlog on my channel every day of me going to Doshi Market or Alexander Wang filming, looking at clothes. That was it. And it just became a thing where I could just hop in and out of the character. So I had really good people control of like crowd control. And then I can just go back home and I just be myself again. But then like since COVID, I had that time to like, we all had that time. It was hard for all of us. And I just became my true self. It's just one person, you know. Kofi.
No, that's a really good point to touch upon, because obviously kind of leading into my next question is that, you know, you've kind of eased up on the YouTube. Can you tell us about that and about that process?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of just happens naturally. I kind of just let the universe do its thing. I'm very that kind of like mindset. So like naturally, I just feel like I want to create more things. So I'm focusing on those other things. Like what excites me the most, DJing, making music and controlling a room of people and bringing them on an experience with me. I love doing that. Okay, what do I love to do in my daytime? I love to draw, design, make clothing. I'm into fashion. Like, come on, I have to design. I always wanted to be a designer before YouTube, so it just made sense. I can do it now with all my savings, no investor, and just run it. No limitation, no restriction. And like YouTube kind of just like fell to the side slowly, just naturally. And like now it's kind of coming back because I'm in a better position where everything I wanted to work on, the side hobbies, are now like becoming routine and like working out successfully for me, where I can now bring the camera back in front of me and it's almost like a whole new person that people grew up with, because I've had time to be by myself and be with friends and do what I love and find out what I love and not follow popular demand, And I don't know, I think it's very exciting this year, whatever I produce.
Kind of towards the end of that, your, I don't know, like first career in YouTube, like towards the end, were you unhappy with like any of your videos? Were you posting for the sake of posting, or
yeah, like,
did it feel disingenuous kind of thing?
Like, I call it the America phase, where I was always in LA, back when sneakerhead culture was a thing, before hypebeast culture. That's when I had enough. I was like, I don't like doing this anymore. But that was back then. I think why I stopped now was because I think it's just timing. I think there needs to be a break, because I've been doing YouTube for 8 years, uploading content, and people are coming back for this content. If there's no time for you to stop and do nothing and think about what the next steps are going to be, you're not really going to evolve and build something better. It's like Steve Jobs knows what the consumer wants, instead of listening to what the consumer are asking for. Like, Android's had this on their phone for so long, like, we want it on Apple. It's like Steve Jobs like, no, in fact, you're going to get this because I know you're going to want this. Oh yeah, you were right. So that's like my kind of process. It's like, what am I going to build and what am I going to create next that people are going to love, but they don't know about it yet? And that's what I'm doing now, and they're going to love it.
And it's so important to take a step back sometimes and reevaluate.
You get lost so easily, and it's so easy to stay in what works well, but then it just dries out quicker. And you can run that game, but it dries out quick, and then you're screwed over. There's so many like influential people that I used to watch that don't exist anymore because they ran with it so much that it just dried out. That's why, like, one of the biggest YouTubers in the UK are the Sidemen. They're so successful because they can evolve their content instead of running stuff dry, So
yeah, you're so right, because obviously your initial ideas with YouTube, like, you had a hit and then you ran with it, but that's not going to stay popular.
Yeah.
I mean, the sneakerhead culture and the whole Supreme hype has died down.
That's why I left so early. I left like a year before my mental thinking. A year early. Like, after the Supreme Louis Vuitton, probably 6 months after that, I stopped filming Supreme. But people were still running it, and I was getting no views. I was just filming other stuff. And then now everyone started doing the other stuff that I was doing. So then I left that stuff and started doing it. So it's always trying to be ahead, and that kind of just guarantees that, you'll be more relevant over a longer time.
Yeah, it's just future-proofing it and thinking ahead, which helps you stay relevant in the long term, not just like in that moment.
I mean, no career just stays flatline. It goes up and down, but it's end of the day, it's going one direction.
Yeah.
It's just understanding that.
Nah, facts. to the moon.
To the moon. Huddle.
So yeah, like how do you refocus your energy?
I mean, it's only happened very recently where I have a car now. So refocusing my energy now is like me going for a drive and ending up in some random location I've never been before, and then walking in that area and having that moment to like get inspired and wanting new things and wanting new goals in life. That helps you refocus, because then how are you going to achieve those goals? you have to work towards it, and then you start thinking, okay, now when I go back, to home, whatever, I'm not gonna think how am I gonna achieve these goals, and you focus on those methods or whatever the process.
Yeah, how do you kind of find inspiration? Is it through new experiences like that? And
I find this inspiration so weird. I find inspiration through just like architecture and like through areas of like London. Like I can just walk around an area of London, see a building, and be like, I want to live there, or I want to have that lifestyle now. I kind of reached that point where like my environment is very important to me because it reflects who I am and it reflects who I want to be. So I kind of just work. I'm always wanting to like have a new environment, so it never stays the same. I never work towards the same thing. And like now I'm very into like brutalism and all these other like things in architecture that I want to achieve. And to get to that point, I have to work hard towards it. So now it's like shifting my focus to like achieving those goals.
yeah, you seem like a guy who's got his head screwed on, and like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, it seems like you think about other things further than just like in the moment, or like even just your goals.
Yeah.
If you have a goal, you're like,
How can I achieve it?
yeah, you're like, where would I live
Yeah.
if I had that goal? Or
No,
like,
exactly.
you know,
No, honestly, try
That's
it
mad.
out. If you want to like, if you're feeling like just bummed down or you don't know what to do next, just go to a random area in London, whether it's Mayfair, Vauxhall, wherever, and just walk around, look at the houses, look at the cars, and then think like, I want to be creating my project in that house with that car and live that life. And I want to walk my dog in that park there. How do I achieve that? And then you just feel so excited, and then you're just like ready. You're just pumped. You're like, I'm gonna achieve this goal. It's called manifestation for a reason, you know.
like when was the first time you did that?
One of my first ever vlogs on YouTube is me walking through Mayfair in the park, and literally saying to the camera, I want to live somewhere in central London, whether it's Soho, whether it's Mayfair. I want to have music equipment everywhere, big speakers, and throw DJ parties. I was saying this in my first ever vlog, and then I did it. I lived in Soho 2 different times for like 3 years. Done that. What was next? Okay, I want to live in a Notting Hill kind of vibe, you know. Done that. Like I just kept chasing it and just accomplishing it, you know.
That's dope, man. That's
Yeah.
really dope.
It's easy to say, oh, but you need money to do this. It's like, yeah, of course you need money to do anything in life. I didn't come from money. My parents don't come from money. So it's like, make money then. And it's like, it's easy to say that, but then you could just go outside and think of ways to make money because you have social media. Literally, it's not hard to like think of ideas, find a niche, capitalize a niche, make your income, and then change your life around. And that's where I come from. I made a YouTube channel, you know. I changed my life. I manifested things. I just didn't want to go to uni anymore.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
It's always a good place to start. Yeah, when you know you don't want to do something. So it's like, oh, I used to work at Waitrose. I was like, I don't want to do that ever again in my life. And that,
Yeah.
you know,
See?
that's kind of, it's a good place to start, even if you don't know what you want to do. Just knowing that, you know.
Yeah, just knowing that, are you happy in this moment in time? And sometimes you can get to a point where you realize that you didn't realize you were happy in this moment of time. Like you manifested this point in life, but you didn't realize because you're still trying to chase something different. So sometimes it's good to step back and be like, am I happy in this moment of time? Actually, I am. Like I don't need to stress no more.
No, for sure, man. That's some wisdom right there, kids.
Yeah.
Write that shit down. All right, cool. So yeah, tell me about your brand.
Sure. I mean, Bonne Nuit, it's a luxury lifestyle brand. It's kind of like a entry point into the world I'm in. It's like my clothes, leather jackets and stuff, they're produced in the same factories as like the Row, Off-White, Heron, basically just all these luxury places that will sell the same garment for like 20 times, but I'm selling it for like the lowest possible, you know. And it's kind of just creating a lifestyle around like the nightlife I love, you know. I love techno music as well. I love going out at nighttime. Like my leather jacket, the way the light bounces off it at nighttime. Just it's a whole concept I'm building on right now. Last year was just like the pre-brand exposure kind of point. I don't know how to word it, but basically, like last year was the focus was like just get the name out there and show the quality of the brand. And this year is now like the story side of it. So now creating a story of what Bonne Nuit is so people understand it. So yeah, it's my baby.
No, that's dope.
I kind of target the tourist. That's my thought process. So like the tourist right now, I would say is the people that just weren't a part of the streetwear culture that I was in, but want to be a part of something new, and they're still trying to figure out what that niche is. So they're just shopping around, and I'm like targeting them, the tourist, and giving them a space to like figure out what they want to do in life, what they want to be in life. And yeah.
How would you go about finding like that manufacturer? Like, you know, I'm sure it's a long process, but
Yeah.
you know, maybe if you could bullet point some of the steps.
Sure. I mean, it starts with first, if you want to make clothes, who are you targeting? You know, that's the very first step. Who are you targeting? And then you're targeting kids that are into streetwear, whatever. Okay, but do you chill with the kids that are into streetwear? If you do, then sick. Okay, so now you're already in a hub of friends. Okay, now what's the next steps to finding a manufacturer? Well, you're already hanging out with these kids. Most of these kids are probably have a following or whatever. You go to the same parties. The more important part is going to the parties if you're already in streetwear. And when you're in the parties, you're going to meet stylists, photographers, etc. And now you're just going to keep building your network until you find people that are, yeah, I know manufacturers, you want to make your brand and stuff. That's how it works with me, and that's how it works with the majority of people, is word of mouth. Because if you do approach them directly, they're not going to work with you. They need someone to bring you in. And that was the case with all of mine. I did not find them. A friend who's a big designer introduced me to them, and I'm good. And that's how it works for me. Yeah, it's just finding that network of people, and eventually they will tell you where to go. And the good thing about that is you can work together, because factories, for example, most manufacturers have a MOQ of like, for example, 100 hoodies you have to buy. My case, it's 500 kilograms, which is like 400 hoodies. It's ridiculous. But when you're with a group of people, you can split the cost of that one hoodie, and you can all have hoodies for your brand. And that's how most people work in this new era of like streetwear. They all kind of come together and split the cost of manufacturing and split the MOQ, and it makes it more cost effective for them.
That's really clever. That's really cool. Then like, how did you go about, like, do you design the clothes yourself, or?
Yeah, that's an interesting one. It's like, I spent 2 years. I started this brand in 2020. So I didn't release anything for 2 years because I was learning about design and stuff and pattern cutting. Now I got to the point where I was like, okay, I know what I want. So I'll just learn pattern cutting. I'll know pattern cut on the garment. My first stuff were complete L's because they come out and the neck's like this big. And I'm like, oh, I didn't do it properly. So you learn. But yeah, I mostly just take garments I like, and then I'll change the pattern and be like, okay, I want this. And then I'll request fabrics from my manufacturers, and then I'll see what fabrics I like, and then send it off in a tech pack and get that garment made. So I pretty much do everything from idea to the end result. I can't wait to hire people to do the middle parts, and I can just think of the idea.
Yeah. That's the ultimate goal, isn't it?
Yeah.
The end goal. Like, are there any? Would you give any advice to someone starting like a new brand? Are there any, not kind of universal tips of to get things right?
There's things that I would say. It's like, know your audience. Like this. There's so many things you can say. There's so many things I've been told.
Yeah. I'm sure.
Just know your audience. I mean, the cool thing Daniel Asham told me was create your own reality distortion and live in it, and I've been doing that. You know, I'm obsessed with Donnie Darko and techno, and I've just been creating my world around that kind of madness. But yeah, know your audience. Understanding that it's going to be very expensive, which basically means focus on one item and do the best you can with that item. And it doesn't have to be the best quality, it doesn't have to be the best finish, but just create something that you can afford in your financial lane and run that And everything starts from somewhere. Everything starts from something small. It will just eventually get bigger and bigger. But yeah, I keep doing this. Yeah, just understand it's going to be a struggle having a brand. Financially, time. It's like, I want the best quality. Okay, now that's going to take longer time. And it takes 3 months to produce something. Whereas if I want something quick, it takes a month. I don't know. It's a long learning curve. I've been like sleeping in factories in Turkey and stuff. Like, I've been going through the trenches in that lifestyle.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I can't think of advice because it's like you're
What?
taking a big financial risk. Like, you're basically saying you want to be self-employed, which means it's 24/7, not 9 to 5. Are you mentally capable of doing that? Like, seriously? Because there's other things you can do. You could become a perfume company. You could become a cream company. You could do anything. You could become a hat company, only focus on hats. But just know you want to do this and ask yourself if you want to do this. And if you do, then create your network of friends. And that's where it all starts from, honestly. Like, make a network of friends. You'll all help each other out. And it's a win-win for you.
Yeah, no, that's solid. And like, yeah, I guess to kind of sum that up, things take time. It will take time.
It will take time.
You can't gain success or whatever overnight.
Yeah.
Like, there's no cheat code to that.
Literally none. It's like my spring summer stuff that I've been dropping little bits of last year. It's actually going in the shops this year.
Right, okay.
But I made it in June.
Yeah.
It takes time.
That's mad.
Yeah, it takes time.
You're sitting on that for so long, like, damn.
Oh, dude, I have so much stuff just on hold.
Yeah.
I have stuff that I haven't even released, and it's just at my home, and I have units. But it's like timing as well. It's like I missed the jump cut. So now I have to wait for the next season for it to be available.
Yeah, it's mad how that fashion system runs. It's like, because my girlfriend works in fashion as well, and she's like going to meetings for like the clothes that are dropping in like a year, maybe a year and a half, and you're like, what? Like,
Yeah. But it's I mean, Heron Preston, he only does one runway a year. Very interesting. Just one runway, and it's every single season. I think it's so cool. I mean, he has more time. I think it's very interesting because when you follow the calendar, there's people like Glenn Martin, who does Y Project, he does Diesel, he does John Paul Gaultier's stuff. He's reached exhaustion, so he's not doing his shows next week.
Right.
He's reached complete exhaustion. So it's like, I don't know, the calendar's kind of like too fast. I would say like making stuff that are coming out in September, you need at least 2 years because you can't keep up the fashion cycle. It just keeps moving and evolving. It's too expensive. Unless you have a big investment, then yeah, it runs a bit.
That's yeah. It's a mad cycle. It's such a crazy.
It's just an intense cycle, basically.
Yeah. Especially if you're doing it like kind of by yourself.
Yeah.
I like it was so it was funny. I saw like a meme. I think you mentioned it like a second ago. It was like, I didn't want a 9 to 5, so now I work 24/7. Like,
yeah,
that's it. That's the life you're gonna have to run.
Yep.
Like would you do like a catwalk? Have you thought about anything like further afield like that with your brand?
Oh, like a runway for my brand.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I wouldn't do a catwalk, man. I'm butters.
No. Oh yeah. No. I swear you have though.
I have, but I'm still butters. I'm more of like
This guy.
behind a camera guy, ironically. Yeah, on 100%. I was gonna do a runway last September.
Oh wait.
Yeah,
Okay.
I had everything ready.
Where was that?
What was it? I was supposed to move into Antwerp. I was gonna do a digital runway in Antwerp. The issue is once you do a runway, you're stuck in a cycle, and if you don't do a runway like every single season, then the shops and the people and everything, it just all collapses for your brand, and that's how you make a big L. It's very expensive to have a runway. I don't know. I do want to do a runway, but I'm just trying to build capital right now because a runway is so expensive, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even getting the VIPs, like, I know loads of, like, big people. Of course, I want them at my show, but I have to pay for the hotel, the drivers, this and that, and then there's, like, 10 of them.
Like the venue,
Yeah.
the lights.
Oh, the venue, the lights, the sound. Dude, that shit adds up quick.
Yeah.
Lighting is so peak. And then also the concept of the runway, because you can build the skeleton, but then you have to build your concepts. So then you need the people that do sets for like movies and stuff to build your set. Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
But I have some sick ideas, like crazy ideas.
Yeah, I bet. And I suppose that's like, you literally build you materialize the universe your brand is in that moment.
Exactly. Like Tyler the Creator did it the best. Like his runway, he had big sunflowers, exaggerated plants. He created a world, you know, and that's the kind of idea I want to create, like my own world, very immersive, very Bonne Nuit. And you want to be at the next one, you know? Mm-hmm. But that also costs a lot of money. Okay, I can't be selling 100 hoodies to make that run, you know? I need to be selling 1,000 hoodies to make profit at least.
Mm-hmm. All right, bro. Well, yeah, it's been sick chatting. I think we'll probably round it up with just a couple more questions, if that's all right. So, yeah, what are your next moves with your brand, but kind of also within your career? Like, are there any spaces that you want to get into or elevate yourself within any spaces?
I mean, I'm entering the furniture space in March. I'm very excited for that. Bonne Nuit furniture. That's the direction I told you I want to create my own space. You know, I get inspiration by walking in neighborhoods and looking at houses and dreaming I was living there. So I need to create my own furniture because I want to live in my space. So furniture's coming in March. The first piece is very exciting, to say the least. I can't say too much. No. But it's really cool. And that's just the beginning. Music as well. It's like my music's actually doing really well. Funnily enough, I always say this to myself. Funny. It's actually doing pretty well. I do want to focus more on like doing gigs and throwing events and stuff. So maybe that's the goal this year. Throw more rave new parties. That's a space I want to enter.
Is that a night where you DJ, getting other DJs, etc.?
Yeah.
Just put on a night, basically.
Yeah, basically just put on a night, and I'll be DJing at the end of it. There's another space, funny enough, I am entering, which is the metaverse. And there'll be DJ raves in the metaverse for that super niche community. I'll be filming it and putting it on YouTube anyway, so yeah.
Sick. That's dope. All right, cool. Yeah, and then just like on a final note, what advice would you give to your younger self?
Oh, I would say don't jump the gun. There's no rush. Like literally, like I had this obsession with having to do everything quick and be the first every time. So yeah, just take your time and breathe. And yeah, I would say save money. I don't know. Just keep saving those pennies. You don't need to go Starbucks, you know. You don't need to go and buy those chocolates and stuff. Save your money, man. Yeah, man. And hit gym. Because now I need to hit gym. Back then I didn't. Now I do.
He's been neglecting it.
I know. You should have stayed in gym. Just because you had a six-pack, you didn't need to stop.
Yeah. No, sick, man. Well, yeah, no, I really appreciate you coming on. Everyone go follow Icy. Like, he's a man on a mission. And, like, bruv, yeah, I don't know. The way your mind works is sick. Like, I can see, like, you do so much, but I can see you really think about things and you execute things in a way that is considered. And so... super exciting to see, and like super exciting to know you.
No, of course, man.
Yeah, everyone go follow him.
Appreciate it.
Go gas him up. Go support. But yeah.
Bro, I'm gonna hate myself when I see this. I'm gonna be like, why did I say this and that?
No. You did good, kid. You did good.
Safe.
Nice one, bro. Thanks for coming on.